सिंह साहब,
नमस्कार साहब।
नमस्कार नमस्कार। मैं क्या नमस्कार सिंह साहब, नमस्कार। और कैसे हैं?
सब बढ़िया हो?
हाँ हाँ, बस ठीक है।
धन्यवाद सर, धन्यवाद।
और सब लोग स्वस्थ हैं परिवार में सभी लोग?
सब भगवान की कृपा है, सब ऊपर वाले की मेहर है।
हाँ, देवेंद्र जी भी हमारे यहाँ स्वस्थ हो गए थे बीच में भाई।
हाँ हाँ, नमस्कार सर।
क्या हाल है?
बस ठीक है।
ठीक है। त्रिपाठी जी कैसे हैं? सर प्रणाम।
सब लोग ठीक है।
हाँ सर प्रणाम।
नाम फोटो आए।
Can we start, sir?
जस्ट वेटिंग 1 मिनट के लिए वेट करते हैं। जस्ट वेटिंग।
जी सर।
सब लोग ज्वाइन कर लो ना। Poonam,
We start, sir.
yes.
Yes. Namaste, everyone. I, Dr. Poonam Vajpayee, on behalf of RAV, I would like to welcome our respected dignitaries and Sadar Pranam to respected Gurujanas, our respected Pranam to respected Gurujanas, eminent Vaidyas, guests, and our Facebook Live viewers. Welcome to you all in this weekly webinar series Gyan Ganga, a knowledge voyage. This is a virtual platform which aims at disseminating the essence of authentic Ayurveda by stalwarts in the field from the fraternity for the purpose of enhancing and updating conventional knowledge and culmination of authentic Ayurveda practices amongst whole Ayurveda fraternity. In this series, we have completed 45 webinar session. This is our 46th session. And today we are very happy and privileged to have one such eminent speaker with us, Professor Vaidya Swati Subramanian. She is serving as HOD at the Sharirya Department at PDES Ayurveda College, Pune, Maharashtra. She will be enlightening us on the topic and insight into Vyan Vayu. But before commencing the session, I would like to pay sincere gratitude to our respected dignitaries who serve as great inspiration for us, and their constant encouragement and valuable direction highly motivate us to bring best of Ayurveda essence to this virtual platform. Our sincere pranam to respected Vaidyashi Madhav Maheshwari, advisor of Ayurveda, Minister of Ayurveda, respected Padma Bhushan Vaidyashi Devendra Kutilati, President RAV, respected Vaidyashi Anupam Srivastava, Director of RAV, and there will be a question and answer session at the end of session to resolve the queries of participants. Now, without wasting much time, I would like to request Dr. Vaidyashi Anupam Srivastava sir to please address us with his. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Poonam. Welcome to you all the experts, respected gurus, dear students, our GB members, all the members who have joined this virtual platform. I think it is more than 45th series of the webinar in continuation being conducted with the support of all the Vaidyas, experts, and our mentors. First of all, I welcome you all on behalf of RAV. I also welcome our Vaidji, our GB President, Vaid Padam Shri, Padam Bhushan, Devendra Tribhuvan sir, who is likely to join in a couple of minutes. Probably he might have joined. And also I would like to welcome Manoj Desri sir, who is an advisor to the Government of India, Ministry of Ayush. Sir has been mentor to technical issues all regarding to this webinar, and unconditional, uncurtailed support given by our GB President Vaidji is really appreciable, and we are indebted, sir. We are also very happy that ministry officials, senior officials of the ministry, especially Secretary sir, Vaid Rajesh Kotecha sir, Special Secretary Shri Pathak sir, who has always given and always promoting in this COVID pandemic time, when we are struggling with this deadly virus, still they are promoting, they are suggesting us to continue this tutorial webinar series. Another side, I would like to share you also that we are also conducting webinars on the COVID. So, along with this webinar also, so my request would be to all of the participants on this platform. Yeah, on this platform would be not only request to join as much as possible and gain the views, expertise, and knowledge from the senior Vaidyas experts, but also I would request you to join those platforms which are being shared, which are being conducted and shared to you in this pandemic period. In this tutorial series, I come to the topic. Really, it is quite interesting topic, and it is Vyan Vayu especially. We all understand the importance. If we talk in terms of Vayu, the importance of Vayu is known to everybody, and huge descriptions are available in Laghutrayi and Brihatrayi, right from Pita Pangu, Kapha Pangu, Pangu Amal Dhatva. It has been written quite in detail that the entire movement, either it in form of nutrients or doshas or what's the movement or the kinetics which is involved, that all comes from the water. And we know the different types. These are the basic things what I am sharing. I am confident that today's expert will talk you in detail. And we all know that Vyan Vayu is one of the most, it has given a lot of importance in Ayurvedic description. And it has been said as a Mahayav. We all know, since it is it takes a great speed and performing various function, almost many function of the body. And it is also said, it is a Deha Vyapino Sarvam, Charak says. Similarly, Ashtang Hidaya says, Ito Vyano Hidaya Sthita. So these all lines, or these all small description are enough to communicate, to convey that it is entire body. And even same time when you see Charak and Shushut, both says, these are all circulating all the time till the living body. So it is entire, it is available, the place is entire body, and especially it is located in heart. When you talk about the heart, definitely other things like Sadhak Pit and all that which are present at the site of heart, they also supposed to support this or to enhance this, the action of this one. And when we have seen a lot of function has been described, like Ras Rakt Samvahan, Paribhramal, Ras Dhatu Vikshepar, Akunchan, whatsoever the kind of the moment is entire, this body is there, that all has been assigned, that has been correlated with this Vyan Vayu. And so Padan has been said, taste is also then, Shukra also, so many functions has been, movement of the body, muscular contractions, muscle contraction, coordination. This many actions has been defined. And if you type, there's some author in his translation has said, yes, this son of Udan and father of Apan. That is said, because it is related with other bodies also. And our Brihatrayi, especially if we talk about the Charak, and Charak, the text of Vyadhi also, when the general function of the it's talked on the Dhatu Sambahan and Shota Silation, it channel support channel mute hai. Is it mute? Acha. Movement, this thing, sorry, Shrotas movement and all that. So huge description are there. To get this contemporary science, so we could see all the nervous function. Some is it parasympathetic of the heart, sympathetic, the parasympathetic function of the heart, and the function of the gate, which is related to brainstem and cerebrum. All the activities are somehow coordinated, somehow related with this Vyan Vayu, and it could be seen as a natural pacemaker. As a natural pacemaker, it is available to the body, and once it gets vitiated, so the functions which are assigned or functions which are related, it gets affected. So these are so many things are there, and how it could be associated with Sadhak Pit, Avlambak, Kaf, Udan Vayu, Shrotas movement, areas of the circulation. Today we are happy that our learned expert, Professor Chaubey Madam is there. She will throw light in detail about the various functions of Vyan Vayu and how it could be also related with the day-to-day activity, gait movement and this thing, lid movement, all at UG and PG level. She will describe in detail and she will enlighten us with her knowledge. Before I hand over to Poonam again to kindly share a brief about today's eminent speaker, which is available with us. Over to you, Dr. Poonam. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for addressing us with your kind words. I would first of all, I would like to share brief introduction of today's our respected guest speaker, Professor Dr. Swati Choube ma'am. Ma'am is serving as HOD at Kriyashare Department at PDES Ayurved College and Research Center, Nigadi, Pune, Maharashtra. Ma'am has vast 30 years of teaching experience. She has authored 8 books on Kriyashare Vignan, which are recognized by Maharashtra University of Health Sciences, Nashik. And to her credit, are research papers which are published in national and international scientific journals. She was deputed to revise curriculum and syllabus of Ayurvedic physiology by Ayush CCIM New Delhi, India. Ma'am is also faculty member of International Academy of Ayurveda, Pune, and deputed to impart lectures on Ayurveda at Poland, Israel, UK. And her area of interest is critical analysis of Ayurvedic physiology for better understanding and application. Now, without wasting much time, I would like to invite and request Dr. Swati Choube ma'am to please continue the session. Is it visible, ma'am? Yes. Yes, please continue, ma'am. Hello. Yes, ma'am. Please continue. Ma'am, please unmute yourself. Hello. Hello, Dr. Swati Choube, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Hello.
उनका माइक अनम्यूट करवाइए, उनका माइक अनम्यूट करवाइए.
हाँ. Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, madam. Yeah.
हाँ.
Yes, madam. You are audible. You are audible.
हाँ, thank you. Hello.
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Please continue, ma'am.
So I would like to thank Rashtriya Ayurved Vidyapit for giving me opportunity to share my views on Vyana Vayu. So Vyana Vayu is the most important subtype of Vata dosha. So I have selected to talk on or share my views on Vyana Vayu. As everybody of us know, dosha dhatu malam moolam hi shariram. Poonam, can you forward the slides?
Yes, ma'am.
Next. These are the introductory. Next. These are my books. Next. Vyanavayu is a subtype of Vata dosha and it is called as Mahajavaha due to its rapid or very quick action. Vyanavayu is stimulant to every body constituent for movement or to move from one part of the body to another part. It is Vyanavayu is mediator to all body constituents like all doshas, all dhatus and all malas. There must be coordination among other types of Vata dosha with Vyanavayu to bring action of particular dosha. So there must be coordination between Pranavayu and Vyanavayu. There must be coordination between Samanavayu and Apanavayu and Vyanavayu. So we are going to discuss all these things. Vyanavayu is most important because it controls blood pressure, cardiac output, peripheral resistance, which is in Ayurveda termed as Rasa Rakta Vikshepan or Rasa Rakta Samvahan. Pathology of cerebrovascular accidents or stroke, microvascular changes in diabetes mellitus or peripheral diabetic neuropathy can be easily understood if we analyze physiological action of Vyanavayu with the help of Ayurveda and a bit from modern physiology. Here I want to, next slide. Here I want to clear one thing that I am not going to establish one-to-one relationship of Vyanavayu with modern medicine, but for better understanding, for better diagnosis and for betterment of patient, if we incorporate few modern physiological concepts in Ayurveda, then it is beneficial for us to understand Ayurvedic concept, and we come to know that Ayurveda is in those ancient period, Ayurveda has stated very rightly about Rasa Rakta Vikshepan, but unfortunately, we have failed to put forth Ayurvedic concepts to the world. This is very sad situation because Rasa Rakta Vikshepan is very nicely described in Ayurveda. So, if we look at the diseases occur due to diseases due to deranged functions or derangement in the Vyanavayu, then list of Vyanavayu diseases are given in Ashtanga Hridaya. What are these diseases? They are Pusattvopaghata, Jvara, Kushtha, Visarpa, Sarvanga Roga, Shofa, Suktata, etc. Pusattvaghata means erectile dysfunctions, Jvara, pyrexia, Kushtha, group of skin diseases, Visarpa erysipelas, Sarvanga Roga. Later we will discuss Sarvanga Roga in Hindu Tika. It is given that Sarvanga Roga means Pakshaghataha. Shofa means edema. Suktata means numbness. All these diseases are due to deranged functions of Vyanavayu. Next slide. Next slide, please. Poonam.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Here in the flow chart, you can see etiologic factors, etiological factors which vitiate Vata dosha leads to derangement in the Vyana Vayu, which leads to imbalance in Vyana Vayu, and Vyana Vayu loses control over physiological activities designated to it, and creates many different disorders of Vyana Vayu. Next. So, next. Next, please. I have discussed. So, to understand the physiological activities of Vyana Vayu, let's see what are the locations of Vyana Vayu. Vyano Rudhisthitaha Krishna Dehachari Mahajavaha. Heart and entire body are the location of Vyana Vayu. Though Pakvasha is the prime location of Vata dosha, every type of Vata dosha has its own location, and that particular type of Vata dosha controls activity related to its location. So Vyana Vayu has main location heart and entire body. So entire body means what? Entire body means every body constituents, all srotasas, all dosha, dhatu and mala, jnanendriya, karmendriya, or in other words, every cell of body is location of Vyana Vayu. So heart and entire body are interconnected through rasa, rakta, vikshepanam. If rasa, rakta, vikshepan is under normal condition, then every body cell will receive nutrients and oxygen in a optimum quantity. So in the slide you can see heart and entire body are location of Vyana Vayu. You can see heart and see blood vessels emerging from heart and coming towards heart are location of Vyana Vayu, and through blood vessels heart and entire body cells are connected with each other. What is the function of Hruday is to pump out rasa and rakta through blood vessels to every cell to provide nutrition to every cell. So, how Vyana Vayu controls rasa rakta samvahan, that I am going to discuss. So, Vyana Vayu controls gati. Gati means movement or motion. Cardinal feature of all types of Vata dosha is motion, because etymology of Vata dosha itself is very much self-explanatory. Tatra va gati gandhana yoho. Tad gati means motion, gandhana means prerana or stimulus. So body constituent which gives stimulus or prerana for movement is called as Vata dosha. Praspanda, Udvahana, Prerana, Viveka, Dharana. These are the 5 types of gati, which are Praspanda, Udvahan, Puran, Vivek and Dharan are the 5 types of gati explained in Sushrut Samhita, and all types of Vata dosha, they carry out functions with the help of Praspanda, Udvahan, Puran, Viveka and Dharan. So, gati is the most important function of Vyana Vayu. Because of this gati, Vyana Vayu is called as Mahajavaha. So, what are the what physiological activities Vyana Vayu regulates? Rasa Rakta Samvahan, Rasa Rakta Vikshepan, then Panchadha Cheshta. 5 types of Cheshta are described. They are Akunchan, Prasaran, Unnaman, Tiryagaman and Vinaman. These five types of chesta, and Sveda Stravanam. These are the physiological activities which are under control of Vyana Vayu. Out of which I am here, I have in the slide you can see that it is all these functions are interlaced. Means Rasa Rakta Samvahan and Panchada Cheshta, they are interlinked, while Svedastravan and also Rasa Rakta Samvahan, they are also interlinked. For the and purpose of this interlinking is to bring about homeostasis or samavaya in the human body. The next functions, the next important functions of Vyana Vayu are next. अश्रुक श्रवण, स्रोतो विशोधन, धातु तर्पण, जृंभा, अन्नस्वाद, योनि शुक्र प्रतिपादन, सार किट्ट विभजन. Out of which Asruk Stravana and Dhatu Tarpana, they are somehow similar, while Annaswad, I will discuss it later, and Yoni Shukra Pratipadan, it is also it is mentioned in Ashtang Sangraham. Till now Shukra Nishkramana is a function of Apana Vayu, and here in Ashtang Sangraha, Yoni Shukra Pratipadan is designated to Vyana Vayu. So we have to differentiate extent of Vyana Vayu and extent of Apana Vayu in the physiology of male coitus. Then Jrumbha and Annaswad, they are also we will discuss next. Now Rasa Samvahan or Rasa Vikshepana, which is circulation of Rasa and Rakta Dhatu. Circulation of Rasa and Rakta Dhatu from heart to all sira and to every cell, it is called as Rasa Vikshepana, which is first explained actually in Bhela Sanhita. So I always tell my students that before William Harvey, our in Bhela Sanhita, first reference of circulatory system is found. Then next slide. Next slide, please. So Hruday is formed of Mausapeshi. Hruday or heart is muscular organ. It is formed of cardiac muscles. Now we know that it is striated and involuntary muscles. Heart is a root of Rasavaha Srotas and Pranavaha Srotas also, and it is the location of Vyana and Prana type of Vata dosha also. So we have to comprehend one thought to discuss Rasa Rakta Vikshepan with respect to all these factors. Next slide. Next slide. So let's understand in the interrelation between Samana Prana and Vyana Vayu in order to control Rasa Rakta Vikshepan. Next slide. So food is digested with the help of Jatharagni, Pachak Pitta under the control of and Samana Vayu. From digested food, useful part is called as Ahara Rasa and waste is called as Kitta. Ahara Rasa is absorbed under the control of Saman Vayu and it is brought to heart. Then Prana Vayu, which also controls heart. How? It Rut Spandana is controlled by Prana Vayu, because Praspanda, to generate impulse, is the function of Prana Vayu. So Prana Vayu maintains pace of heart, and due to generation of Rut Spandan, heart muscles undergo systole and diastole to pump out rasa rakta to blood vessels or sera, and then it is circulated under controlled pressure of Vyanavayu towards every cell. So here, next in the next slide. Next slide. So this is the in a nutshell we can say that pranavayu controls heart pace. It brings about Hrud Dharan at the pace of 70 to 72 times per minute. Means it controls it helps in generating heart pace.
बात हो सकती है? हेलो
हेलो
जी जी, बात हो सकती है? आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ हाँ आवाज आ रही है।
अरे मैम से कल बात हो रही थी, तनुजा मैम से।
कौन से? तनुजा?
आपका फिर शायद आपसे बात की होगी, आपका नाम सजेस्ट किया था कि वो हम सुपर स्पेशलिटी वाला कोर्स शुरू कर रहे हैं, ऑन्कोलॉजी कर रहे हैं और एक आपके यहाँ और इमरजेंसी मेडिसिन में। तो मैम ने कहा कि एक बार आपसे बात कर लें, तो उसके लिए एज ए कोऑर्डिनेशन के 2-3 छोटे पॉइंट हमारे थे कि एक तो ये कोर्स होगा, कैसे एग्जाम लेना है और किसके साथ कोऑर्डिनेट।
ओके 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 ओके, थैंक यू सर, वी विल टॉक अबाउट इट। ओके, हेलो। ओके, so pranavayu controls heart pace, which is explained in Ayurvedic term as Hrud Dharan at the rate of 70 to 72 per minute. Vyanavayu controls after pranavayu, role of Vyanavayu starts, and under the control of Vyanavayu, heart undergoes systole and diastole, and with great force, heart pump out rasa and rakta in the aorta, and from aorta, this rasa rakta under pressure is circulated throughout the body through big arteries, then arterioles, and then capillaries, and from capillaries, nutrients are diffused in the cell for their regular cellular activities. Next.
Yes.
So, blood flow from heart to big arteries is macro circulation, while blood flow in the arterioles and capillaries is called as micro circulation. Next slide. Next, this is blank. So, Rasa Rakta Samvahan is very nicely explained in Sushruta Samhita. He has explained pattern of Rasa Rakta in Sutrasthan, and he has explained that Rasa Rakta Samvahan takes place like Shabda or Archi or Jala to provide nutrients to every cell. So Archivata means like flame. As flame go in upward direction, in the same manner, Rasa Rakta, when it is pumped out of heart, it goes upward. It goes up in the upward direction towards head and neck and brain. Like Jala, towards gravity, like water, this Rasa Rakta flows in a downward direction and provides nutrients to trunk, legs, and genitals. And like Shabdavata, like sound waves, it supply to upper extremity and neck region and part of back. And this Tiriyak Gati is from Koshtha to Shakha or Shakha to Koshtha, which we will discuss later. So this is very interesting ki how blood reaches like Shabda, like Jala and like flame. Shabdavata, Archivata and Jalavata. And in Tika, it is explained that this rasa rakta samvar, this the pattern of gati should gati is Shabdavata gati is observed in Tikshanagni, Archivata gati is observed in Madhyamagni, and Jalavata gati is observed in Mandagni. I think this is a topic of research which I will definitely give to my student for research. Next. Next. So this is the figure of this is the example of microcirculation. In network, there are 700 sera and which are spread like network and undergo pulsatile movement, due to which nutrients from rasa dhatu and rakta dhatu are diffuses inside the cell. Sapta sera shatani bhavanti abhi edam sharira Jalaharini, etc. So, Sushruta has very clearly explained macrocirculation and microcirculation, which are controlled by Vyana Vayu. If you look at if you read modern physiology, then capillary circulation is auto-regulated. Capillary circulation is auto-regulated, means when particular tissue or particular organ needs more oxygen or more nutrients, then local tissue flow is increased, and local blood vessels dilates and more blood is provided, more nutrients are provided to that particular tissue. All these functions come under the control of Vyana Vayu. Next. Yes. So what is the effect of Rasa Rakta Samvahan on body? Rasa and Rakta are flowing at particular pace under particular pressure through blood vessels, and when this Rasa Rakta flows through Sukshma Sira, as explained in Sushruta, Prenan and Jivan of every cell is done, and so cell can perform its own activity. Or in other words, due to Rasa and Rakta Samvahan, Prananuvartan is done, means oxygen and other nutrients are provided to every cell. So this is the effect of Rasa and Rakta Samvahan when Vyana Vayu performs its own function in a healthy way. So this is the most important function of Vyana Vayu. So Vyana Vayu controls Rasa Rakta Vikshepan by controlling cardiac output, venous return, and by auto regulation. Next. So what is the clinical application of this physiological analysis of Vyana Vayu? At macro level, hypertension. Hypertension is the most common disorder, or every second person is suffering or is on antihypertensive tablet. And when this hypertensive patient comes for Ayurvedic treatment, then we have to give ourselves a comprehensive thought, not only just Vyana Vayu, but along with Vyana Vayu, we have to think of Rasa Dhatu, Rakta Dhatu and Prana Vayu, and with by taking proper dietary history and proper lifestyle. Because when we learn Vyana Vayu, we focus only on Vyana Vayu. But when we examine patient, it is a comprehensive process. So it is not just enough to concentrate only on Vyanavayu when hypertensive patient come. We have to think about rasa dhatu, rakta dhatu, what is diet of that particular individual, because if that individual person is consuming lot of heavy food, oily food, sweet food, and having sedentary lifestyle, then the heaviness, the guruta, madhurata and shitata will be seen on the will have ill effect on rasa and rakta dhatu, and rasa will become guru, shita, and will become more manda, and this rasa and rakta will flow very slowly in blood vessels, and due to heaviness, due to slowness, will offer more resistance to Vyanavayu and will try to increase force of blood pressure, which will be manifested in the form of hypertension. So while treating hypertension, while examining patient of hypertension, we have to give comprehensive thought about dhatu and dosha by taking proper history. Then at micro level, this long-term hypertension is like slow poisoning, and this uncontrolled hypertension either will lead to hemorrhage or necrosis or ischemia or peripheral neuropathies due to microvascular changes. Because if you think of peripheral neuropathy in diabetes mellitus, then this peripheral neuropathy is because of Vyanavayu and thickening of endothelium of vasa vasorum in the nerves. This vasa vasorum become very thick, and Vyanavayu cannot provide enough oxygen and nutrients to that nerve, and that results in diabetic neuropathy, producing numbness and tingling sensation. So for the numbness and tingling sensation, you have to think about blood micro circulation along with Vyana Vayu. Next slide. Next slide. So again, I have to emphasize on rasa rakta vikshepan. So for that purpose, I would like to have a look at properties of Vyanavayu. What are the properties of Vyanavayu? Like all types of dosha, Vyanavayu, Druksha, Laghu, Shita, Khara, Sukshma, Chala and Vishada. Out of which Laghu, Chala and Sukshma gunas are predominantly present in Vyanavayu. Because Vyana is very rapid, very quick. It is very chala and it is very sukshma also, so that it works at the microcellular level. So, but though it is chala, sukshma, it is highly affected by shita guna very easily. It is very susceptible to undergo prakopa if it is exposed to shita guna. Because what is the effect of Shita Guna on Rasa Rakta Vikshepan, that I would like to discuss with you. If we observe that if we are exposed to cold winds or cold weather in winter, then our fingers become numb and stiff. When we expose ourselves to our cold climate or cold winds, our fingers become numb and stiff. Why? Because our capillaries in the fingers become constricted, which is called as vasoconstrictions, and fingers don't receive enough blood supply, so they become numb. So this number, and due to this vasoconstriction, what happens? Due to this vasoconstriction, blood flow towards fingers become very slow. Stambhane shitaha means due to exposure or exposure to cold climate, blood flow slows down, and we feel numbness and numbness in our fingers. So there is one experiment. There is one physiological experiment called as cold pressure test. Why I am explaining this cold pressure test, that I will discuss with you later. There is one physiological experiment called as cold pressure test, in which left finger of left hand is immersed in the ice water for maximum 3 minutes. Before immersing the finger in ice water, blood pressure and pulse rate is measured, and after 3 minutes again blood pressure and pulse rate is measured. And you can see that after immersing finger in ice water, blood pressure of that particular person increases due to coldness. This is called as cold pressure test. And due to this why this cold pressure test is done? Because if there is significant difference before and after this cold pressure test, then that person is particularly susceptible to high blood pressure. That particular person is more prone to hypertension. So how to apply this in Ayurveda? If person is constantly consuming refrigerated food, and if it constantly consuming cold drinks or refrigerated food or shita gunatmak diet, then slowly, gradually that person will have Vyanavayu Prakopa, and definitely will have high blood pressure in future. So we have to refrain our patient to consume refrigerated food or cold drinks frequently to take care of blood pressure. So this Shita Guna is very important for with respect to Rasa Rakta Samvahan. Next slide. Now, the next function of Vyanavayu is next function is Panchadha Cheshta. 5 types of locomotion is controlled by Vyanavayu, like Akunchan, Prasaran, Unnaman, Vinaman. All these cheshtas means flexion, extension, downward movement, upward movement, then adduction, abduction. All these movements are controlled by Vyanavayu. So this is the so according to modern physiology, what Vyanavayu carries out this Panchadha Cheshta are bring about by at neuromuscular junction. Motor impulse travels along with motor nerve to particular muscle group, and acetylcholine is released, and due to release of acetylcholine, calcium from sarcoplasmic reticulum is brought to sarcoplasm, and then muscle undergo contraction, which is immediately followed by relaxation. And according to Ayurveda, Vyanavayu bring about Akunchan, Prasaran, and in Critic Indu has explained meaning of Sarvanga Roga, which is called as quadriplegia or Ubhaya Paksha Vadha. In such case, we can say that Vyanavayu According to modern medicine, quadriplegia or hemiplegia are symptoms of stroke or cerebrovascular accidents due to occluded blood vessel or brain hemorrhage, which are due to uncontrolled hypertension. So again, hemiplegia or paraplegia or pakshavadha is due to derangement in Vyanavayu, Rasarakta Dhatu and also Pranavayu. So person person become paraplegic, quadriplegic or hemiplegic. So this is about Panchadha Cheshta and its clinical application. See, you can this imbalance Vyanavayu, uncontrolled hypertension, ischemia, imbalanced Pranavayu and Sarvanga Roga. And so line of treatment is Snehan, Svedan, Basti and Nasya. Why? Snehan, Svedan to balance Vyanavayu, Basti to balance Vyanavayu and Pranavayu and Nasya for Pranavayu. So we should have a comprehensive thought about Paksha Ghat patient also. Next slide. Next slide.
Yes.
Next slide. Huh. The next function, hey, sorry, we take previous slide.
Slide number 29, ma'am.
Huh. 28. No, sorry, 29. Huh, yes, this is correct. The next function is of Vyanavayu is control over ejaculation of semen, which is called as Yoni Shukra Pratipadana. In Ashtang Sangraha, it is described as Yoni Shukra Pratipadan is the function of karma of Vyanavayu. Ashtang Rudaya says Shukra Nishkramana is a function of Apanavayu. So how to interlink Vyanavayu and Apanvayu with respect to Shukra Nishkraman or Yoni Shukra Pratipadan. It is very interesting. We have to interlace Vyanavayu and Apanavayu with modern physiology. So Apanvayu controls Shukra Visarjan, ejaculation of semen in female vagina. Then what is the role of Vyanavayu? Let's see. Next slide. Male sexual act has 3 stages: erection, emission and ejaculation. Then during penile erection, arterial blood flows rapidly through large cavernous sinuses of erectile tissue of corpus cavernous and corpus spongiosum, and process and cavernous sinuses are filled under high pressure is controlled by Vyanavayu. Means filling of cavernous sinuses with blood for erection and emission is done by Vyanavayu, which is according to modern physiology is under sympathetic control, while ejaculation of semen in vagina is controlled by Apanvayu, and according to modern physiology, it is under control of parasympathetic activity. So this is the difference between role of Vyanavayu and role of Apanavayu with respect to Shukra Visarjan and Shukra Yoni Pratipadana. Next slide. So this clinical, what is the clinical application? Clinical Pusatva Ghata is the Pusatva Ghata or impotency due to erectile dysfunction. What is this? Erectile dysfunction is given in Ashtanga Hruday, sorry, not Sangra, Ashtanga Hruday, Ashtanga Sangra or Ashtanga Hruday, I am confused a little bit. In in Waghat. And what is the line of treatment for this Punsattvaghat or erectile dysfunction? Stay away from etiological factor. Select appropriate Vajikara Dravya. Either this is for erectile dysfunction or ejaculatory dysfunction, that you have to differentiate. And balancing of Vata dosha, Avyanavayu and Apanavayu. So this is the importance of analysis of Shukra Yoni Pratipadan for better selection, for better diagnosis and better selection of medicines and betterment of patient. Next. Swedasravana. Swedasravana means Sweda means sweat, which is a waste product of Meda Dhatu, and Sweda is important for controlling body heat. So whenever body heat increases, there is excess sweating, and through sweat excretion, body heat is reduced and temperature is maintained. And whenever we need more heat, sweat excretion is reduced and body heat is conserved. But for this purpose also, Vyanavayu is necessary. Vyanavayu is essential, because what is according to modern physiology, what is excretion of sweat? Whenever body heat increases, blood vessels in the dermis dilates, and more heat, more sweat is excreted to cool down the body. So when body need to lose heat, there is vasodilatation. Vyanavayu dilates blood vessels in the skin, and when body need to conserve heat, Vyanavayu vasoconstricts blood vessels in the skin to minimize the sweat loss. So this is, so ultimately Swedasravan is also dependent on Rasa Rakta Vikshepan. So whenever person suffer from heat stroke, there is profuse sweat loss and patient become dehydrated. So this is the basic phenomenon behind Swedasravan controlled by Vyana Vayu. And there are many, I have seen one patient with minimum sweat secretion due to constant exposure to air conditioned environment. So there is Vyana Vikruti in such cases. Next slide. Asruk Sravana. आता Asruk Sravan is learned as blood, oozing of blood. Asruk Sravan is learned as oozing of blood from wound. From wound. But it is also, it is correct, like when we have wound, then local flow to that wound increases, blood vessel dilates and blood start to come out of that ruptured vessels or but Asruk Sravan can be learned as diffusion of blood. So Asruk Sravan and Dhatu Tarpan, they are same functions of Vyana Vayu, and they are brought about by vasoconstriction or vasodilatation, because Vyana Vayu controls local and systemic blood flow as per demand of tissue by constriction or dilatation of local blood capillaries. And whenever body needs, particular organ needs, tissue needs more blood supply, local blood flow is increased by vasodilatation, and whenever body that particular organ is at rest, local blood flow is reduced by vasoconstriction. So this is observed specifically when when person is exercising, running, walking, muscles, blood supply to muscles is continuously increase. It's continuously increased. When when our gastrointestinal tract is digesting food, then blood flow to intestines is greatly increased. So अश्रुस्रवण and रस रक्त संविक्षेपण and धातु तर्पण are interdependent functions of Vyana Vayu. Glomerular filtration, diffusion of gases, cellular transport, these are the few examples of Ashtruk-Stravana, diffusion or Dhatu Tarpana. See, next slide. This is Ashtruk-Stravana or Dhatu Tarpana, in which cell is receiving oxygen, nutrients under the control of autoregulation or Vyana Vayu. Next slide. Annaswado. This is means I always get confused ki why only Annaswad. Somebody else can tell ki Annaswad is the function of Vyanavayu. Annaswad, gustation. Annaswad is the function of Vyanavayu. But why only gustation? Sarvendriyarthanam abhivoda is the function of Vata dosha. Then why only gustation? All special senses, impulses of all special senses are carried by Vyana Vayu very rapidly from receptors to brain. So, along with the stations, other four senses should be incorporated under the control of Vyana Vayu. So, because transmission of all special senses and generally sensory inputs or impulses from sensory receptors to brain come under domain of Vyana Vayu. Then sublingual absorption of few drugs can be understood on the basis of Vyana Vayu. They immediately get absorbed and have effect on our body, like sorbitrate, for example, so action of sorbitrate or sukshma dravyas, when they are kept on tongue, immediately get absorbed. So dhatu tarpan and dhatu tarpan is same as dhatu tarpan means to provide nutrients and rasa and rakta to every cell by flow. When blood flows in capillaries, they provide nutrients to cell. This is dhatu tarpan and rasa rakta vikshepan, they are interdependent. Next. Next slide. The next is Sarakitta Vibhajan. Segregation of Ahara Rasa from Kitta, waste product, after digestion is a function of Vyana Vayu. Then what is the role of Saman Vayu? There is Saman Vayu controls peristaltic movements, Saman Vayu controls gastric movements, Saman Vayu controls absorption. Then why Sarakitta Vibhajan is designated to Vyana Vayu? There is coordination between Samana Vayu and Vyana Vayu. I just discussed with you that Vyana Vayu brings about auto-regulation. Means when our intestine is digesting food, then ahara rasa, then intestine need more energy, and so Vyana Vayu diverts blood flow from shakha to koshtha for so that intestine can receive more nutrients and more oxygen for their functions to happen. So Sarakitta Vibhajan, there is functional hyperemia. Functional hyperemia means local blood flow physiologically increases for functions, for particular functions. So this is the role of Vyanavai. Sarakita Vibhajan is brought about by diverting blood flow towards small intestine so that intestinal wall can absorb ahara rasa from the lumen of intestines. So this is the tiryak gati of rasa rakta from shakha to koshtha under the control of Vyana Vayu. Next slide. Sroto Vishodhana, cleansing of srotasas. When this is what is the applicability or what is the meaning of Sroto Vishodhana? Tiryak gati of Vyanavayu. Vyanavayu has got all types of gati, Urdhva gati, Adho gati and Tiryak gati. Tiryak gati of Vyanavayu assists this action from Shakha to Koshtha. And this is required in the Purva karma of Purva karma, when we are Purva karma like Snehan and Svedan in Panchakarma. Sroto Vishodhana, Sveda Stravana, Astruk Stravana are interdependent functions which are specially observed in the process of Purva karma. Like when person is exercising, Gati of dosha is from Koshtha to Shakha, while when person is at rest, Gati of dosha is from Shakha to Koshtha. So this is physiological, and when there is deranged function, when there is imbalance, then like in Jvara, Gati is from Koshtha to Shakha, and in Rakta Pitta also Gati is from Koshtha to Shakha. So this we have to differentiate while examining, while clinical examination. Next slide. Next slide, Poonam. So we have to add something to our discussion. Hormonal actions like adrenaline and noradrenaline, they are very quick and fast. High blood pressure, it increases high blood pressure, it increases sugar. They all can come under hormonal Vyanavayu. Lactation, it is also which requires milk let down effect, which is a reflex. It also comes under Vyanavayu. All Dharaniya and Adharaniya Vegas, they are under the control of Vyanavayu because they should be hold or they should be rapidly, quickly eliminated. Means someone has Purisha Vega, that person has to eliminate that Purisha Vega. Someone is having Mutra Vega, has to eliminate quickly. So this quickness is due to Vyanavayu. And if you hold this Dharaniya Vega, they will definitely, if you hold Adharaniya Vega, then this Adharaniya Vega definitely lead to Vata Prakopa and leading Udavarta. So Vyanavayu controls all Dharaniya and Adharaniya Vega, or otherwise it will lead to Udavarta or any psychiatric problems. So autonomic reflexes like vomiting, coughing, they also come under Vyana Vayu. So these are my additions. So I have discussed my views. I have shared my views with you. So it is important to balance Vyana Vayu as it controls Rasa, Rakta, Vikshepan. So how to control your Vyanavayu, because there are so many stimulants, like there is internet is stimulant. It brings about Vata Prakopa. Then our Work pressure is stimulus which increases vata dosha. We are exposed to many stresses. So regular detox your body means panchakarma. Then regular practice of yoga, meditation and pranayama to control Vyanavayu, to invert your Vyanavayu, to minimize speed of your Vyanavayu will help to control your Rasarakta Vikshepan and will help to balance your whole body, your dosha dhatu mala, atma, man, indriya will be very happy and prasanna, and you will be in the state of health. Thank you very much. Thanks for patient listening. I hope you have gained something from my speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing wonderful session and enhancing our knowledge on Vyanvayu. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now we are open for question and answer session. If anybody would like to ask any question, they can ask. Anybody like to ask any question, they can ask.
Madam, I'm Vaidya Upendra Dikshit.
Okay.
I want to say 2-3 points about that.
Okay.
First of all, we should not say Rasarakta Samvan, because Vyanena Rasadhaturi Vikshopachita Kramana, in the commentary of that, Chakrapani has said that Atra Rasa Sabdena Sarva Drava Dhatu Uchyate. So it is Ahar Ras, which is containing nutrients for all the 7 dhatus. So it is Poshak Dhatu or Margag Dhatu, and therefore all the dhatus, Poshakansh for all the dhatus are present in it. Now, according to Anjali Pariman, since Rasa is having 9 Anjali, maximum quantity, and therefore Vyapadeshas to Bhuyasa, with this rule, we call it as Rasa Vikshepan, and that is very scientifically correct term. So it is, we should not say Rasarakta Vikshepan, then otherwise we will have to say Rasarakta Mausmedosti Majja Shukra Samvan. So that is one point. Another thing is that Sweda Asruk Sravana, it is said, not Sravana. In the Ashtanga Sangra, they have said Sweda Asruk Sravana. So there is a sense of forcibly it is moved. So जिसको कहते हैं पसीने छूटना, वो व्यान वायु का काम है, और इसलिए हृदय और व्यान का संबंध होने के कारण हृदरोग में भी पसीने छूटते हैं, जो अचानक श्वेत प्रवर्तन हो जाता है. That is there. Then third very important thing is that it is they have said that Yonau cha Shukra Pratipadanam. Yoni Shukra Pratipadanam, Yonau. So that means into the Yoni. So therefore in the commentary, Indu has said that Sayava Vyanaha Yoshit Sharirastha Usam Siktam Shukram Yonim Pratipadeti. So it is not about ejaculation. After ejaculation, when the Shukra is ejaculated in the Yoni, then reaching it anta Yoni. That means reaching to the Garbhashaya and therefore facilitating its union with Artav. That is the function of Vyanvayu as explained by Indu. So it is said that Yoshit Sharirastha. So that means 3 Sharirastha Vyanvayu. It is the function of that Vyanvayu.
Thank you very much for
and one more small point.
updating my knowledge. Thank you.
Just I wanted to add. I'm not saying that what you said was wrong. I'm just adding few things. And finally,
I'm basically I'm basically physiologist, so I will think from that point of view. And you are, I think, must be Kaya Chikitsak. So you are thinking from that. And it's my request to all Ayurvedic fraternity कि you have to learn to think from physiology point of view also while doing clinical examination.
Yeah, I'm Chikitsak also, and I was a professor in Samhita Siddhant previously. And last small point is that Dhatu Vyuhan is described as a function of Vayu, and Vyuhan is described as Vahana and Samrachana by Chakrapani. So transportation of the nutrients and then arrangements in the Dhatus. So this Dhatu Vyuhan is performed, and that is performed by Vyanvayu as explained in Charak Sutrasthan 28 chapter 3rd shlok. It is said that Anupahata Dhatushma Maruta Srotamsi. And in the commentary, Chakrapani has said that here the Vayu is Vyanvayu. So Vyanvayu performs the Vyuhan of the Dhatus, and that's why in Dhatu Parinaman and Dhatu Vyuhan. So if the distribution of Dhatus is not proper, so that's why even in Karshasthaulya, Vyanvayu is related in that, and even improper distribution or proper distribution of the dhatus in the body, Vyanvayu is related. These are some small points I wanted to add. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That means you have very carefully listened to my discussion.
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable input. Anybody else would like to share their views or ask any question? Any question? They can write in chat box also. Any questions from the participants? Anybody like to share or ask any question? They can ask. Okay. I think there are no more questions, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am, for enriching our knowledge on Vyanvayu.
Last but not least, but someone I don't know name, but they talked to me and they told कि Nesri madam suggested my names. So I am very much thankful to Dr. Tanuja madam also.
Thank you
for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, ma'am. On behalf of RAV, I would like to thank you for your details.
Somebody spoke to me. I don't know. Somebody spoke to me in the lecture. I don't
Okay,
know.
ma'am. I'll talk to you. Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, to extend a formal vote of thanks, I would like to request Dr. Paritosh Jha to please extend a formal vote of thanks for us. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on 46th webinar of Gyan Ganga, Knowledge of Voice, a webinar series organized by RAV. A big thanks to our respected speaker, Professor Swati Chaubey ma'am, for sharing her experience, views, and knowledge regarding and insight into Vyanvayu. Thank you, ma'am, for enriching our knowledge by your detailed discussion on the topic. I would like to thank respected Padma Bhushan Vaidya Shri Devendra Trivunaji, President Governing Body of RAV, for his blessing and continuous encouragement. I'm also grateful to Dr. Manoj Nesri sir, Advisor Ayurveda, Ministry of Ayush. His able guidance has always encouraged us to achieve the best. I would like to take this opportunity to pay my heartiest regards to Dr. Anupam Srivastav sir, Director of RAV, for his continuous support, guidance, and enormous cooperation throughout the webinar. At last, but not the least, I would like to thank and congratulate Team RAV for their tremendous effort to put forward this webinar series a great success. I'm also thankful to all the participants, Gurus, Shishyas, who are connecting with us continuously throughout the series. Topic and speaker for the next webinar will be shared with you soon. Thank you and have a nice day. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Now the meeting had ended. Participants can leave the meeting. Thank you very much for patient listening. Thank you.